Okay, so now I am going to honor two young men that are near and dear to me. They are my family. And the funny thing about this is that we named the White Rose Awards because of our auntie who was an amazing pillar in our family, and she was just such a beautiful, selfless person. And these are actually her grandchildren. So it was so touching for me to have an opportunity to honor them for what they were doing, because I didn't know what they were doing. And one day my cousin calls me and he tells me all these different things that they're doing in the community, and I'm like, what in the world? And then to know them from, we're little and we're growing up, and then to see them doing so many different things, it was just amazing. And so I don't know who wants to speak, but he's shy. So we're gonna move over to
I look around and like Nicole said, I see my family, I see my aunts, I see my grandfather, and this is my grandfather from my grandmother and my grandfather from my mom's side, and this is my father's family. I can't speak to how much mentorship has meant to my life as a young man, whether it be coaches, whether it be sports or other interests that I pursued. And every time I step out the door, I think of those things in the foundation that is set for me. My brother and I, we have an organization. It's called the Youth Edutainment League. We educate kids 5 to 18, and beyond, because mentorship is for life. We educate them in entertainment career paths. My brother's a choreographer, I'm a graphic designer, and our coaches that we have in rotation, they all are working professionals, and we focus on the entrepreneurial aspect of the entertainment business, the blue collar careers. We teach everything, like I said, from graphic design, fashion design, choreography, DJing, photo editing, videography editing, lighting. We cover the full gamut because it's the seed that we plant now. That's why we start so young. The seed that we plant as early as we can, it has that opportunity to grow. They build confidence, whether they pursue the career path or not. They build confidence by becoming an entrepreneur, because they have to think of every aspect of what they're doing and their passion, and they build upon that. And we help them create their website to sell their drawings. We help them create their social media platform to build upon the talent that they have, so that at the age of 5, at the age of 11, at the age of 13, when they make the transition into college, because they will, when they make that transition, they're already prepared and they're self-sufficient, self-sustaining. Something on my heart, if you look at this panel, we're all young. This is the new face of leadership. This is how we dress. This is how we talk. We are ready to lead from the front. But we still need your guidance. The generation behind us gave us a lot of guidance. We participated in programs because mom picked us up and took us to those programs. But this generation that's coming up behind us, they already have audiences that they speak to. They literally have followers. They literally have they have this entrepreneurial, just burning fire, this ember that if you just spark it, they create without hesitation. They haven't heard enough no's. They heard no's when it pertains to rules, but they haven't heard enough no's to what they can be. Continue to tell them we strive, and we continue to tell them that they can be whatever they want to be. It sounds abstract, but they literally create their own reality. And so I say all that to say, thank you for the generation that came before us, and we're ready to lead. We're ready to fight. We're ready to strive for greater, because it's in us. And we're building upon that with this next generation. We speak their language. We're on the social media just like them, and they're on social media just like us. So they're exposed to things that we were never exposed to at a young age. And so all that has to be harnessed. And I appreciate my cousin Nicole for recognizing what we've done so far. I feel like it's premature because we have so much more work to do. But to reiterate something that was said, you know, to be recognized for something that we're passionate about is, you know, it's very humbling, and I'll let my brother speak.
My name is Julian, the older brother. You probably couldn't tell. That's what that was funny, huh? Per usual. My role, as far as this goes, I've been doing community outreach since I was young. A couple of the people that's in here, and young ladies that I've seen, that I know from past times, actually went to church with me. I started off doing my ministry. That's how I got started in the dance. And one right here, she actually went to the very same church I went to. Our mission that we have in life is to always and forever allow our gift to shine brighter than the things that we think we can do. Because if we just rely on the things that we think we can do, we'll never achieve the things that we dream about. There's parts of this that for me is personal because I've had leaders that's been in my life that's literally guided me up to the point that I'm at now, and they're no longer with me in the physical form, but in spiritual form, they're definitely with me. The White Rose Award is an award named after my grandmother who passed. I was there for my grandmother when she really needed me. When she needed me the most, those 8 months leading up to her going home, I was there every single day from the time she woke up to the time she went to sleep. There was no part of her life that I did not see all the way out through, for the simple fact she did the same for me. When it comes to my ministry, which is dance, I have a unique calling because the way my dance comes out, the way my expression is seen by other people is a lot different from the natural that people see all the time because it comes out stronger. I went through a harder path. I went through a longer struggle. So my passion comes out harder than everybody else. And there's a lot of people that's in here that I see now that have a gift. And the thing that I have to tell you is never sit on your gift, because you never know. You might be that one person, that one light that I've told someone today earlier that a child might see, a person might see. And if you don't let that light shine and glimmer, that person might lose their hope and lose their fight. And you're never actually given the insight to see it all the way out through what you've done personally in each individual person's life, but to know that you set yourself out there and put the effort forth to allow your gift to be shine and be that given triumph to another person. That struggle that you go through is now shared with someone else who never could speak for themselves, who never could get up and do for themselves, or actually put themselves in the position or get the courage enough to be at the platform that you're at now. To receive an award isn't something that I personally prefer. What I prefer is just to do the work and let the work speak for itself. But for me, it is personal because it comes from, I feel, my grandmother. I mean, for her to be gone and not be here physically, and for her to still have her legacy live on through us. And this is literally my family in here. I mean, I feel that our program that we run, when you take time out with these kids, when you take time out with these families, these kids don't have enough people that actually sit down and show them love. They're lacking that heavily. And you always want to turn and say, okay, this generation is lost. This generation doesn't know what they're going to do. This generation doesn't live by the rules we live by. They can't. It's a lot different. We can't survive on 401k plans and retire. Whatever we create, whatever we put out there, whatever we see fit to be our gift is the only thing that's going to allow us to survive. So pardon the interruption on the life that you live, but our lives right now is very important to us. And we must always keep our gifts in the forefront and keep our passion in the forefront, because if not, they'll turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to everything that we do. So we're a little louder, we're a little more aggressive, we're a little more passionate than the people that you've seen before. But on today, I feel like everyone deserves an award just for the simple fact of you showing up here today, because 9 times out of 10, the biggest part of the battle is actually showing up. If they don't see you and you allow somebody else to misrepresent the thing that you very well gave your life for or spent this whole entire being of being on this earth for, and not allow it to be, this is me, I dance, this is my choreography, I sing, I act, I perform. If you allow somebody else to take that platform away from you by you not showing up, then you just giving your credit and all your gifts away to people who don't really care about it. I mean, I care about the kids I involve and interact myself with. A lot of them are adoption kids. A lot of them DCFS. They're kids who came from broken homes, from struggling parents and struggling fathers and struggling just environments that they cannot see fit to see their way out. You're their way out. You're their only glimmer of hope that they could ever have. So when we involve ourselves with these kids and when we take our time up with these kids and we actually have children of our own, we must always remember you were that child. You were the person looking up and seeing somebody else doing something and like, dang, I know I can do that. If I just get a chance, I know I can do that. But you have to have somebody there pushing you. You have to have somebody there that's willing to fight in your corner. And every child, from the youngest one to the oldest one, I can literally come in the room, somebody can run up and tell me, oh, such and such did this. I don't even have to see their face. I can know exactly which one did it or which one is actually catered to even work themselves up to do a certain thing, because I know that each individual personalities front to back. It wouldn't matter, just like your own child. But in that, we are also somebody else's child. I mean, we're our parents' child, we're God's children above anything. So the things and the struggles that we do go through, just know He's not allowing you to go through that for no reason. You're going through that so the next person won't have to go through it at all. I mean, and unfortunately, for a lot of people, they never see that as an acceptance, never see that as an award. That's my real award, to actually go through my struggle, because that's telling me that I'm doing just enough to allow the devil to actually try to step in my way, and for me to get that victory and triumph over him every time by continuing to share my gift is the very thing that allows me to keep going and keep pushing and keep showing these children that there's nothing different between me and you. The only difference between me and you, they haven't seen you yet. And once they see you, they'll know the truth, because they see exactly where the passion and the love comes from. It's from a true place and an honest place. And I just thank and appreciate my cousin Nicole for just being the person that she is, just from when we was little up until now. You know what I mean? This is my older cousin, and it's like, yeah, about 4 days, you know what I mean? So if I got here a little sooner, the possibly was just focused and just put the passion. But no, she's seen me from when I first started dancing up until now, and for her to see my transition in life, period, and just to see the person that she's become. You know what I mean? She's a mom now, and I have a stress now because it's another one on the way, so I have to, do my per usuals and get my, it is a girl, so yeah. I'm far behind with that one. But just to see the love that our grandmother's put into us, and the passion that she's put into us, and allow us to be where we're at in life. You know what I mean? It lets me know that it's okay to allow yourself to feel uncomfortable. Get outside your comfort zone and actually do something that makes you feel like you need to do more. I mean, because it's never over. Every time that you get started, it's always a chance to rebirth yourself and show another side of yourself that another person hasn't seen yet. And everybody in here has that one thing. If everybody knew, they'll look at you different. You use that to be your very thing that promotes everything that you love and that you stand for and that you strive for. And I just appreciate it, and I love you so much, Nicole.
Ignore the cheesecake. There was one left, and I said, if I don't get it now, I might not. But, okay, so our final award goes to Ira Davis. Now, I'm going to get through this without being emotional, I promise.